The final video in this short introduction is just some words about how and why creativity is a tool for self-knowledge. Now, those of us who are from that arts and humanities background are probably really aware of that already, so maybe I don't need to say it. But on the other hand, why not say it? The artistic impulse, however you want to define that, whether it's making music, making drawings, making paintings, carving, dancing, decorating the body through jewelry or tattooing or makeup or anything like that, is one of the very, very, very oldest set of activities that we began to do when we emerged as a kind of separate species from our primate cousins. Okay, we know this because there's plenty of research showing how, as far back as we first see the emergence of the human, we have this artistic impulse. Okay, many of you are already familiar with a lot of this material, but even if you're not, you can look it up and you can see, very earliest manifestations of art in prehistory. And this is actually something I'm researching a little bit right now. But so we need to understand that we should be very comfortable in expressing ourselves artistically. Now, I think what's happened is in the last maybe few hundred years, certainly in the last 100 or so years, a lot of artistic activity, particularly in the West, has been commodified extremely. So in a sense, the only time you dance is in a commercial environment. You pay money, you go to a club, or you pay somebody else to do the dancing for you at the Royal Ballet. The only time you experience music is when you put on a recording by a professional musician, or you go and pay money to see somebody playing. But for most of our history, it wasn't really like that. People used to dance and play music in their community and sing. Group singing was a thing. The fact that we do it much less now doesn't mean that we didn't have tens of thousands of years of doing it. And that's part of who we have evolved as people who do creative things. Decorating houses. I remember when I traveled extensively in Russia, and one of the things that really struck me is how pretty the old wooden houses were, the way people had decorated them. You see it even now. Sometimes you pass really pretty gardens that people have. Even the tiniest garden can be really beautiful. That we have this creative impulse. It's part of us. And even though we've given much of it over to commerciality, it doesn't mean it's not there in us. So my methods are really about using that creative impulse, drawing it out, not for any commercial purpose, not to put it on the wall of a gallery, try to sell it or anything like that, but to use that artistic impulse to attain some kind of self-knowledge about the specific things that you want to know about yourself. Essentially using creativity to get to this step of understanding that you need to get to. So that's why I'm going to ask you to draw and to write and occasionally to do other things as well. So creativity, I think, is actually the key to self-knowledge.